Hello everybody, and welcome back to another 10 Starfield tips and tricks you absolutely need to know about Starfield. Now, today is Halloween, so of course we had to do some Halloween tips here and there. We had to give it a little Halloween flair, and of course, it's gonna be it's just gonna be a good one. It's just gonna be a good one. You know it is. It's Halloween. It's a great time to be alive, isn't it? So, I mean, come on. Now, of course, I am a fortune teller. Because it's Halloween, you know, there's kind of associated. And I can predict that you're going to find one thing at the very least that you will find immediately and extremely helpful. So definitely, you're gonna want to find these out. And with that, let's not hold you here any longer. So of course, if you guys like the video and find something useful, which I know you will, because I just said I'm a fortune teller and I know you will, like the video and subscribe, please. And like I said, without further ado, let's just get right into the video and let's head in. So obviously, Starfield doesn't have a Halloween event, but that doesn't mean we can't celebrate Halloween inside of Starfield. So by that, I mean trick-or-treating. Now, obviously, you cannot go door to door getting candy, but you can use these vending machines for 90 credits, and they'll give you a snack in return. And I mean, of course, why not go around to every little vending machine here and there and grab something, maybe 1, 2, or 3 from each vending machine, and then go back to your home or place and see what you got. I got 3 just from this one vending machine, and I got chocolate labs, good old chocolate treat, actually could be given on Halloween. I got a pizza square. I mean, who wouldn't want a pizza, am I right? And with that, I also got these cereal ships of the line. Pretty cool. So I got some cereal, I got some chocolate, and I got a pizza from trick-or-treating at one vending machine. There's multiple of them on the clinic if you want to go there, and you can also find a lot on other star stations that are obviously occupied and not abandoned, like the Demo Star Yard. Now, of course, if you know your skills, and specifically all the rank 4 ones, then obviously you're gonna know where I'm going with this. But if you don't, and you don't study them, here is Astrophysics. And this is a really good one for a few reasons, actually. For one, it is going to be that you can actually instantly discover a trait right when you scan it from space. Meaning you won't have to go down and try and find all 3 if there's 3 of them, 2 if there's 2, and obviously 1 if there's 1. You can go ahead and scan it, and as tier 4, you have a 50-50 chance of getting a trait instantly unlocked without having to do any work. And that would mean that if there's only 1, you get basically all the traits, since there's only 1, instantly. And you can go ahead and scan planets up to 30 light years away, so you don't even have to be in the area anymore. It's super useful for travelers who don't want to go to every little detail. Now, this one might be a little bit obvious to those of you that know, but I bet you a lot of people just don't realize this. You know that if you go to a doctor, any doctor in Starfield, you will be able to access a store from them with a bunch of medical supplies. I have a feeling that a lot of people only thought doctors are good for going and paying a one-time fee to completely cure yourself, which, I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing that, obviously. But if you go in their store and you want to go out and explore a lot, you might take a lot of inflictions. And of course, why not buy a bunch of good stuff? They're not too expensive. Unless you buy them all, then I guess they do kind of add up. But I mean, you can get ones that will cure all your addictions. You can get one that gives you health, like med packs, trauma packs. And of course, you can get stuff that fits and covers all of the treatment problems. So there's definitely a reason to come buy all of them before you go exploring. Obviously, different doctors have different stocks, or as in refresh stocks. And of course, you can go and buy whatever you need or get patched up at the same time and head back out on your travels. Super useful, and I don't think a lot of people realize that you can go to a doctor and buy the medical supplies yourself. Now, if you're like me, you love exploring in Starfield. But of course, especially at the base point of the game, it can feel like it takes forever, especially when you have to scan like 8 animals and 8 plants just to get stuff done. Obviously, I'm a little bit exaggerating, but still. And this is going to help you out a lot. And as you can see, botany and zoology is actually extremely useful because you can scan plants and animals at such a faster rate, and you can get done with a planet and get better survey data so much quicker, especially at tier 4. They're not too hard to level up, actually, especially if you're exploring a lot, which is what these perks are based off of mainly. And they can really help you get through planets faster, make exploring feel faster, and especially if you're like me and you're an impatient person, this is definitely one way to get through with that and get done with planets quicker so you keep your attention. Now, this is a bit of a newer thing, so obviously, here I'm going to show you that if you go to your settings and you head down to accessibility, in there you can find field of view. A lot of people wanted to be able to adjust their field of view, which was not originally there at the start of Starfield. With one of the later updates, they have now added field of view, and of course, now you can go ahead and take advantage of it. But since a lot of people don't always read everything like patch notes and everything, and it's not specifically straight in your face in the game, I don't think a lot of people even realize that that happened. That came out and that they can now touch and move their field of view. So here's a nice tip so you can go ahead and fix your field of view around and mess with it however you would like to. Ship fighting in Starfield is one of my favorite things in any game, and just like any difficulty, it can get a little bit difficult to take out other ships, especially if you're like me and you like to play on very hard all the time. Well, this is something that of course is a bit obvious, but you might just not realize how much of a difference it's going to make. So in the tech tree, there are weapon system perks. And like this one, automated or ballistics or EM or any of them in the tech tree, they're going to make your weapons on your ship so much better, whether it's bonus damage, bonus recharge rate, or anything of the sort. I have the automated weapon systems, and I'm able to take out level 60 and up ships super easy. On very hard, it's not hard at all. They make ship combat super easy, fun, because obviously it's you don't want to get stressed out while you're doing it, failing 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, and it's really fun. So definitely upgrade your weapon system perks here in the tech tree. And trust me, ship combat will never feel better. And of course, the hard fights are still going to be hard. So it's not like it's going to ruin the game, but it's just going to make it a lot less stressful to win ship-to-ship combat fights. And it's definitely worth investing in the tech tree. Now for this next one, it's going to be pretty simple as it's another perk. Now, if you've ever felt like you just needed a little bit more power in your reactor, and there's not much more you can do, well, one of the perks in the science tree can actually help you with that. At the bottom left is going to be one skill that will be able to give you up to 5 bonus power in your ship's reactor. It does not matter what type of reactor it is, it will give you 5 units of power more. And that will allow you to just top off and max out whatever you needed to do, whatever you needed that little bit of power to do. It's perfect, it's nice, it's a little bit longer to take to get because obviously it's at the bottom of the skill tree, but it pays off in the end, and obviously, go get it. Now, staying with the topic of ship combat, upon entering and boarding a ship, I'm going to show you something a little bit that I don't think a lot of people realize. So I'm showing you right now the captain's locker and the cargo hold, and as you can see, there's 3,200 credits in that captain's locker. Now, I'm not going to take it, and I'm just going to head back to my ship. So upon entering my ship, go ahead and destroy the ship that you wanted to, and you're going to realize one small thing. I'm going to go and get to the cargo right now, and you're going to notice that very much to probably a lot of people's surprise, upon reaching it, those credits and everything in the captain's locker is not there. So, what I'm trying to say with this tip is that before you destroy ships, if you can dock them, and go to the captain's locker at the very least and grab the stuff out of it because it will not give it to you if you just take out the ship. I got legendaries from doing this, like the one you're seeing on screen now, and that's actually from the very ship that I'm flying right now. So guaranteedly do this, and that does work with setting your difficulty to very hard. Alright, so moving on here, we have one other skill, and we're going to stick with the social tree because obviously that's the best tree. Now, I'm not biased or anything, but I might be a diplomat. Now anyway, in here, is going to be the perk Deception. And Deception is very, very good for a few reasons. Now, obviously, the main thing about the perk that everybody is looking at is obviously going to be you get 50% off when on your scans when you're getting scanned for contraband. Now, this perk also will allow you to instantly make ships surrender when you give them the pirate command, when you talk to them. And let me tell you, it is something that I don't think a lot of people realize. Now, you will get a big bounty if you repeatedly do this. You will rack up a bounty, but you will be able to take everything that ship has without ever starting ship combat. So if you want to be a pirate and you're kind of bored of always getting into a fight with a ship, having to fight them, get this perk, and especially because of how easy it's going to be at rank 4, you will be able to make any ship you want almost give you whatever is in their thing with no fight at all. So many extra credits to earn that way. And last but not least is going to be Diplomacy. Now, this perk is a very big, obvious one, especially if you chose Diplomat as your background, because you will get tier 1 of it. And if you look at tier 4, rank 4, whatever you like to call it, you will see and realize that it will allow you to force NPCs to stop fighting you forever unless they're aggravated again. You will be able to tell people to stop fighting you just because of Diplomacy. Now, this is a bit over the top and amazing, so absolutely go get this one. Now, I want to know what background you all chose. This is Halloween after all, so tell me which background you chose in the comments below, and put a historical figure as your Halloween costume that matches what your background is. So give me your background and then give me the historical figure that you would dress up as for Halloween, and make sure the costume is related to your background. I want to see what some of the craziest ones you guys can come up with. So let's see it. And while you're down there, if you guys wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button and liking the video, that would really just mean a lot. And without further ado, there is not much left to go off of. That was all 10 tips and tricks, and on this frightfully amazing Halloween. And I mean, what a Halloween to be, right? So without further ado, happy Halloween to all of you. I hope you get tons of candy. All your Halloween parties are extremely fun, and I hope everything goes your way today. So without further ado, I will see you all later. And, of course, I will see you in the Starfield.